Hey guys, how about now? Can you hear me? I just went live in here and there was no sound, and I'm hoping that that's fixed now. We shall see. I don't know if it's my end. I haven't done anything different to normal. Hey, hi Susie. Hi Nikki. Can you hear me, guys? Can you hear me okay? Hi Sally Ann. So cute. Got sound now. Okay, that's good. I don't know what it was. It must have been my end. I haven't done anything different to normal, but it's just the way it goes sometimes. Anyway, what I was saying was, you're going to have to excuse the bags under my eyes, and you're going to have to excuse my brain that isn't quite functioning, because I had about 1 hour's sleep last night because of this little munchkin. Isn't he adorable? This was my surprise yesterday. If you didn't see my live, John literally surprised me with this little fella yesterday after 11 years of begging, pleading, nagging, reasoning. Oh, he's shaking, John. Are you scared of all the people? Are you scared of all the people? But he finally caved, and I got my puppy. I haven't named him yet, but I think Riley. Because I think it suits him. What do you think? Yeah, I need all the help. And baby bear. We did consider bear. Anyway, this live isn't about my new puppy. I promise. But I wanted to introduce him because he's just the cutest little thing. But I have a dog sitter to look after him while I'm doing this training. So John is, yeah, I think it's a cute name. We considered Bear, Claire Bear. Here we go. Oh, you got him? I'll miss you. Hi. Oh dear, you just know that's going to be the freeze frame for the live, and people are going to be like, wow, Leanne's changed. Okay guys, the real reason I'm here is to talk about inoculation and how to inoculate your team after all of the challenges. Oh my God, Donna, I hadn't even thought about that. After Ben, John, after Ben, Riley, I hadn't even thought of that. Maybe we should call him Derek. No, the live is about how to inoculate your team against all of the challenges that you're going to face in network marketing. And I always like to put inoculation and setting realistic expectations together in one topic, because it's two sides of one coin. Now, one of the biggest challenges that we face in network marketing, one of the biggest dangers that we face in network marketing, is when people use hype to sell the opportunity. It's one of my biggest bugbears. And that's basically when people say, come on in, the water's warm, this product sells itself, it's easy. All of your friends are gonna join, all of your family are gonna join, people are making thousands. It's one of the biggest problems that we have in network marketing. Now, it's not easy. It takes time, it takes dedication, it takes effort on our part. And it's, in that respect, it's like any other business. It's like any other business that you can think of. And I like to compare it to franchises, because franchises are very similar business model to what we do within Unique and within network marketing. And if any of you have ever signed up to a franchise before, usually lot more expensive than network marketing to join, and you get a box when you join with all of the pamphlets and the information, and there is always a disclaimer that basically says, this is a business, there is a chance that you could lose your investment, there is a chance that you will make no money, but the opportunity is there. And do you know what? People still join because the truth is good enough. And saying that it's easy, it actually damages our business, because people will join, they're told it's easy, they will treat it like a lottery ticket. And, when the reality hits and they're not a millionaire overnight, or they're not making a full-time income, within a few weeks, it can be really damaging to the business, because then they leave and they tell everybody, I was promised the world, and it didn't work. And that's when people make YouTube videos, and that's when they start slating our industry and bashing us. So realistic expectations, it gives us so much more credibility. The truth is good enough. So, you know, when I think about it as a business-minded woman, when I look at something like this, what is more credible to me with that business mindset? Someone saying, come join, you know, you're going to be making loads of money really quickly, it's really easy. Or that disclaimer that you get on the franchise box saying, this is hard, it's a real business, you might not make it, but the opportunity is there. For me, you know, the decision is simple. You know, the reality is we've got to get to work. This is not a winning lottery ticket. It's an opportunity, not an entitlement. That's one of my favourite sayings from David T.S. Woods. Products do not sell themselves, and it's definitely not easy. It's not easy, but it is simple. That's another David T.S. Woods saying that I love. And, you know, with simple action over time, the compound effect takes place. And you will see results over time. Now, we've all been following Eric Worre for the last year, and so you should all know about his 3, 5, 7 year plan. You know, it takes 1 year to learn the business, 3 to get good at it, 5 to replace your income, 7, you know, to become world class. You know, where those people are that are earning legacy incomes. That's a general rule of thumb. I'm not allowed to say that officially. It's a general rule of thumb. Results may vary, but the 1, 3, 5, 7 year plan. So I've been doing this for 5 years now, 5 years of consistent action over time. And, you know, not a day has gone by that I haven't focused or shown up in some way over those 5 years time, over those 5 years. And I'm not talking about, you know, the scroll hole. I'm not talking about, you know, watching cat videos, although I do that too. But, you know, consistent action over time is going to be what gets you where you are of the income producing activities that build a business. And, you know, when people truly understand residual income, they would do anything to achieve it. Like for me, now I truly understand residual income. It's income that comes based on work that you've done previously. Now, I don't want to teach you guys to suck eggs, but, you know, the money that Unique has earned me over the last 5 years has completely changed my life, completely turned it on its head. Like, I don't know what else I could do that earns that kind of income residually. And just to give you an idea, with traditional investments, just to get £200 residually every month, you would have to invest thousands. That is how awesome our industry can be. So let's turn it on its ear. And again, I don't want to teach anybody to suck eggs, but this is always a good reminder to have for all of us, myself included. Turn it on its ear. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. When people start, they need to know that, and our new starters need to know not to teach that. It takes hard work, consistency, takes time. It's not easy, but it is worth it. The opportunity is there. And if you bring that to an entrepreneurial-minded person, they're going to take it far more seriously than if you oversell it with hype. Okay, so that's kind of setting realistic expectations for people before they start. And then I'm going to move on into inoculation. Now, inoculation, just like my new puppy, we're getting him inoculated today against the viruses that he might encounter in the real world. It's going to keep him safe, it's going to keep him protected. And in the same way, we need to protect our presenters, our distributors that join. We need to inoculate them against the viruses of network marketing and the challenges that they're going to face that would otherwise probably knock them out of the business. There's 5 big challenges that I like to talk about. I'm sure there's many, many more. If you can think of any others, do put them in the comments. But virus 1 is other companies, either existing or brand new companies into the marketplace. And this is always going to happen, you know, that come along and they start approaching your presenters. They start approaching, you know, ladies in your team saying, we've got a brand new ground floor opportunity coming up. You know, our compensation plan is better than yours. Our products are better than yours. They might contact your presenters and ask them, so how are you getting on in your network marketing business? Hoping that they're going to say, you know, it's a challenge, which it always is. And then prey on their fears, prey on their weakness to draw them away from the company that they're in and draw them towards their company. Now, in the time I've been doing this, in 5 years, I've actually lost count of the amount of companies that have launched and done this, and sometimes existing companies as well do this. Probably about 8 or 9, I would say, in the time that I've been doing this, so way more than one a year. And out of all of those companies, you know, they've come along, and in the early days, I could see Claire's on. In the early days, we would get quite panicked about it, and we didn't know to inoculate our teams against it, and so, you know, it would have a little damage and people would leave. Now, when it happens, we're kind of like, here we go again, because we've been through it so many times now, and we know, like, the score over all of those companies that have launched over the last few years. Very few of them have delivered the promises, you know, get in early, be the next Claire Cowan, be the next Katie Hamer, you know, and we barely hear of them now. So my dad has a saying. He says things like this, they're like bubbles. They bubble up and then they pop and they're like nowhere to be seen. So you need to inoculate your team that new companies are going to come up and they are going to approach you and they are going to approach your girls and they're going to make all of these promises. And then when they're ready for that and it comes, they say, I know about people like you. Leanne warned me about bad people like you. But here's the thing. You can't do it while it's happening. You can't do it after the event. You have to do it beforehand. Otherwise, your team are just going to think you're trying to save your bacon. So prepare them in advance that this is going to happen. So that's virus number 1. Virus number 2 is all about the word no. Hearing no a lot usually knocks new starters out because they join, they hear the word no, they think they're doing something wrong, they think there's something wrong with them, or they're never going to be good at this, or everyone's always going to say no, and they take it personally, when actually in this business you need to hear the word no, and you need to hear it a lot, and the more yeses you get, the more no's you get, the more yeses you're gonna get. So the best way to inoculate people against the word no is to get them to read Go for No. It's the best book on this topic, and when they read that, it completely gets rid of that virus. They understand, you know, no is essential, and that's just not even just true for network marketing, that is true for business in general. Do I individually talk to my team about this or go live on it? How do you discuss inoculations? Becky, I'll come to that at the end, my love. I'm going to tell you exactly what I do, the system I do for inoculation. Okay, so virus number 3, this is a biggie, something we hear a lot, is when people, they join a network marketing company and then their friends and family say, it's a pyramid scheme. How many of you have heard this? We all have at some point or another. People being told they're in a pyramid scheme is one of the things that will knock them out, you know, very, very early on. So very early on, you have to put them in front of resources that are going to teach them actually what a pyramid scheme is, that pyramid schemes are illegal. It will educate them on the difference between network marketing and pyramid schemes. And you want to teach them how to respond as well when they're told that. So a lot of the time when people are told they're in a pyramid scheme, the first thing they do is say, well, you're in a pyramid scheme. The whole world's a pyramid scheme. Everything's a pyramid scheme. Sainsbury's, the church. And actually that isn't the best way to deal with it. I don't believe that going on the defensive and being a little bit attacky, like that's not, I don't think that's the way to approach this. Every single network marketing book I've ever read has told me the best way to deal with this objection is to ask the person who's confronting you, what do you mean by pyramid scheme? And play a little bit naive, because 9 times out of 10, they don't know what a pyramid scheme is. They're just repeating what they've heard other people say. And when you ask them to clarify, what do you think a pyramid scheme is? Like what? Not in a defensive or an offensive way, in an inquisitive way. And 9 times out of 10, they're not going to be able to answer you. And then if you are educated on what a pyramid scheme is, you can actually, you know, explain what it is that we do and how it's different. So, the way I inoculate against that is just with the YouTube video. I have a video on YouTube that anyone can use that explains the difference between network marketing and a pyramid scheme. And again, it's better to kind of approach that generally rather than when it happens. Okay, virus number 4 is dealing with the negativity of others. So that's when it's different to pyramid scheme. This is when you join and then people kind of, we've all experienced this, right? They start to say, oh my God, you're so annoying. Or they say, what do you think you're doing? Like, network marketing doesn't work. Or they'll say, you're not a business person. Like, whatever it might be, the negativity of those who are around us. This is something that's quite insidious as well. And I did a live on this the other day, actually, when I spoke about crab mentality. And crab mentality applies to, again, every single industry, not just network marketing. And anyone who's ever been crabbing will know that when you put crabs in a bucket, they will try to escape. And, you know, the one that's making headway, all of the other crabs will literally jump on top of it and pull it back down. And if that crab persists on trying to climb out of the bucket, then the crabs will actually pull its limbs off to keep it back where it belongs. And this is called crab mentality, and it's a thing that people have as well. There is an amazing video on YouTube about crab mentality that I have shared in my team group on several occasions so that people understand, you know, what it is. And you know, on top of teaching people about crab mentality, I like to teach my team how to handle it. And again, not by being defensive, not by going on the attack, not by getting rid of all of your friends, but by dealing with it with love and compassion and empathy, thanking people for their opinion, but that does not need to become your opinion. No one can offend you without your permission. So I like to, rather than try and convince everybody in the world that they're wrong, I like to change the way I respond, if that makes sense. So that's virus number 4 that we need to inoculate against. Virus number 5. This is probably one of the biggest ones, actually, and it's the final virus. And that is, you're going to need to inoculate your teams against the realities of network marketing. Because, as I said in the beginning, when setting realistic expectations, network marketing is not easy. It's not easy at all. Simple, not easy. And they're going to face a lot of challenges along the way. Now, inoculating against this virus is a tricky one because you need people in your team to understand that it's not going to be a straight line to success, but at the same time, you don't want to discourage them by making them feel like it's impossible. So, drip feed. The reality of network marketing is that people will quit. Most people that you sign up will quit. But, you know, on the flip side, you don't need everybody to get going with it. You only need a small portion of people to understand this and run with it, because the 80-20 rule, you know, states that 80% of the production of your team is going to come from just 20%, you know, of your top producers. And we're headhunters. We don't need everybody to run with it. So people will quit, people will join, and then they will go into the witness protection program. And that's normal too. If you don't, you know, I tell my team, even Sherry Brown has that, even Amber Voigt has that. If you don't prepare people to expect that, they will think that they're doing something wrong. It's just them, that they can't do this and quit. So they need to understand that, you know, that's actually normal. Parties will flop. If you don't prepare them that they will have parties that flop, they'll do their first one, it will flop, and they'll say parties don't work, and they'll never try again. So you need to prepare them for these challenges. You know, you'll recruit a team, and there will be drama because we work with women, we work with a lot of people at once, and that, you know, is part of the course. People need to be prepared for the fact that there's going to be slow months, there's going to be slow years, there's going to be fast months, there's going to be fast years. You know, there's fluctuation in business. It depends on all kinds of things, you know, what the market's doing, what the economy's doing, you know, so many things. So there's going to be fast times, there's going to be slow times. Keep pushing on, making the most of the fast times and pushing on in the slow times. They need to be prepared for the fact that it's a stair step to success. So, you know, when you hit your promotions, it's very likely that the next month you're not going to requalify that promotion. because, you know, it kind of works like this. As long as the general trend is upward over time, that's what we want. But they need to be prepared for the fact that they may hit pink one month and then the next month they might be 80% or 90%, and that's fine. That's absolutely fine, because it's progress over time. So those are the 5 viruses, and I'm gonna, you know, I like systems. You know, Eric Worre taught us this at the Top Earners Retreat back in May last year. And it was like, whew, it was like an absolute revelation. Inoculation. We've been doing it for a long time, but now it has a name. The way I like to do it is not on a case-by-case basis, because I would literally spend my life inoculating new ladies when they join. The way I like to inoculate my team is to, from the get-go, get them into self-development, get them into watching the training, get them into our new starter system. And embedded within the new starter system is videos that explain all of this so that they can take it in at their own pace. I don't have a video called Inoculate Yourself where I literally barrage them with everything that could go wrong. Like, I think that would be quite discouraging. So, you know, in my videos, I'm very realistic about network marketing and what it takes. We've also done lives in Vanity Fair in the past, you know, that talk about the realities of network marketing, that talk about, you know, when other companies launch. I have a video on YouTube that talks about pyramid schemes and how to deal with negativity from other people. So these are things that are dropped in every now and then, and when people are ready for the message, they watch it. And if people come across a situation, rather than spending an hour like going backwards and forwards with them trying to make them feel better, I'll spend a little time making them feel better, but I'll send them my video that explains these challenges concisely. Does that make sense? So I was once taught when I first joined, never do for one what you can do for 100, which is why I really do love a good YouTube video, which I still like. I've been making them since day one, and I still rely on my day one videos now. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Does anyone have any questions? It's about creating a business mindset. I think How to Build Network Marketing Leaders by Big Al is best for this. Absolutely, Amira. So How to Build Network Marketing Leaders is great for teaching you to become a leader, for sure. It teaches you the difference between distributor mindset and leadership mindset, and it actually inoculates you on the way. It speaks about everything. So yeah, it teaches you to build leaders, but I think it teaches you to be a leader more than anything. All right, guys. Let me just scroll up and see if there's any other questions. It's not easy, but it's worth it. Yep, it's normal to fail. I've learnt more from my failures than any of my successes, 100%. And that is a really good point to make to new starters. You know, make it clear to them that we fail forward. Like, I'll tell you now, when I first joined, I didn't succeed my way to BS1. I failed my way forward. I've held more parties that flopped than I can swing a cat at. Don't listen, Riley. Is that even a saying? I don't know. Told you my brain's not working. I've recruited so many people that haven't got off the ground. It's just normal. Like, we fail our way forward, and we find our superstars along the way. You're welcome, Becky. Alrighty. Okay, I'm gonna go play with my puppy. Where is he? Oh, he's on the floor. He's playing on the floor. All right, guys. Mwah! Love you lots, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.